Lapaps. Let's talk life tonight, man.
Hold on, man. Have you seen these games?
Come on. I guess we could talk life and sports betting.
What is going on, people? Welcome to episode 4 of Life and Betting. I am your host, Mike Klean, and I am joined here by the Lapaps, and we are Major Playz. What's going on, man? It's been a while.
It's been a while, and our hair has gotten longer.
Correct.
We've gotten wiser.
Correct. And
You may say it.
And a little bit uglier.
That is true.
Never. I'll never call myself ugly because I'm a luscious looking man. So today's topic is one that sadly has been near and dear to our hearts
many times.
Many times, and definitely over the course of the last few months, of course, just with life and everything going on, you finally leaving your crazy work schedule that you've had for God knows how long.
Since I was like 16.
Yeah, so today's topic is how to deal with burnout, being burnt out.
Burnout. What is a burnout, Michael?
Well, why don't you tell us, Lapaps?
So, from great sources, I've got this definition.
Great sources. The best sources.
Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. As the stress continues, you begin to lose the interest and motivation that led you to take on a certain role in the first place.
Is my picture next to that definition? Basically, burnout reduces the productivity and, it kind of takes away your energy, leaving you feeling increasingly helpless, hopeless, cynical, resentful. Eventually, you may just feel like you have nothing.
What's cynical? Just insane?
No, that's something else. Cynical means like you're just negative about everything.
Oh, okay.
Nothing is positive. Everything, you always look at the half full and
half empty.
Half empty instead of half full.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And you just feel like you kind of have nothing more to give, just in a lot of aspects in life. So this can come from either work, it could come from hobbies, it could come from relationships, it could come from...
It shouldn't come from hobbies, though. Hobbies should be something you enjoy doing.
But it could. It could.
Does it change your hobbies then?
Exactly. But, some symptoms of this, some physical signs: feeling tired, drained most of the time. Maybe it even, occurs to lower immunity, and lower immunity can even come from, with you putting substances in your body that, shouldn't be there on a regular basis, but it brings down your immune system because maybe you're drinking a lot, maybe you're, doing some other stuff, whatever. Some frequent headaches, maybe muscle pain, change in appetite, maybe you're gaining some weight because you're eating too much.
Eating brings comfort to some people.
It certainly does. Maybe instead of uglier in the beginning of the show, I should have said fatter for me.
No, don't say fatter. Just say
a little chunkier.
No.
There's a little bit more to live.
Wider?
Yes, I'm a growing boy in volume. Okay. We're laughing about a serious topic here.
Your center of gravity is
it's taking more gravity to bring me down to earth, that's for sure. Some emotional signs, some symptoms of burnout: sense of failure, self-doubt, feeling helpless, trapped, defeated, detachment. You feel alone in the world. You don't feel connected to whether it be somebody or anything. Some people get connected to their jobs if they really love it, if they're, living the single life, whatever. You don't feel connection.
If anyone's feeling lonely or anything, I'd always recommend getting an animal.
Yeah.
I feel like they'll always be there for you, and they'll always make you feel good, man.
Only if you can take on the responsibility, though. If you work a lot, you're working 12, 14 hours a day, you don't want that animal to be, feeling abandoned or trapped or defeated, like, the animal getting burnt out from you not being around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it can work both ways.
They can work both ways. You can also have loss of motivation. Like we said, increasingly cynical, negative outlook, decreased satisfaction or sense of accomplishment. Even when you do something good, you're like, wasn't that good.
Could have done better.
Could have done better. Exactly. And I know, speaking from personal experience, we've both done a lot of these different types of things. We really have.
At times, yeah.
At times. And burnout can come from, like I said in the beginning, come from a lot of different things, specifically school. I mean, gosh, after high school, didn't you feel burnt out from, doing schoolwork, learning, tests, and all that shit?
Well, the problem was I didn't really do schoolwork. I
helped you quite a bit. And people helped me quite a bit.
And I don't know, even test taking, I was never a good test taker.
Yeah.
I always took my time on them, though, but I never...
Give yourself some more credit. You were a good student.
I mean, the worst part with me in school was waking up every day at 6 in the morning. That was my least favorite
I still
part.
struggle with it today.
Dude, I am not a morning person, dude.
No.
Anything before 7 o'clock in the morning, it's just like... shoot me.
Yeah, dude.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm definitely a night owl. And you know what they do say? Night owls are more creative people. And I believe those sources wholeheartedly.
Did you hear that from?
Sources. Good ones. The best sources. Behavioral signs and symptoms. You're withdrawing from responsibilities. You don't want to do what you're supposed to be doing. You're isolating yourself from others instead of going out when you get invited out or family invites you over. You want to be alone. You don't want to be with, you're burnt out. You're tired. Everybody's tired. I'm always tired. You're procrastinating. You're taking longer to get things done. This podcast, it's been months between dropping episodes, and that's simply because, obviously a lot of things were coming up, but, there was a lot of things that transpired in personal lives and business-wise for us that, we felt a little burnt out.
We were burnt out.
Correct. And like I said a little bit earlier, using food, drugs, and alcohol to cope. I mean, I personally gladly have not fallen victim to this, but we know a good amount of people in lives and stories and stuff like that have turned to drugs or alcohol to cope with different things and escape.
Food for
me.
I wasn't going to say you. I was going to say food for one of us.
Yeah, let the viewers and listeners guess. Taking out your frustrations on others. I know that, you can definitely, when you're feeling helpless and you're not feeling, like yourself, you can little things can tick you off.
You got to take some shots at me. I've been giving you shots all day.
Hey,
Come on, give me good.
I'll take them. And then skipping work, coming in late, leaving early, just, not, again, going with the responsibilities. You're withdrawing from responsibilities. So those are some of the symptoms as far as physical, emotional behavior. If you relate to any of these, we've been there. This is two 27-year-old people who don't have a lot of responsibilities in our life. We don't have families. I have a significant other. You have many others that you dabble with.
You could say that.
And we've both have left a 9-to-5 life, which is fun.
One of the best decisions I can say I've ever made.
Right, and I'm saying even so, I'm not going to say we're not sitting here crying wolf, but we're saying that we can relate with you, especially with people that have those responsibilities. Feeling burnt out is something that I feel a lot of people struggle with. And I think the majority of it is that work-life balance. I mean, Pops, you've been working since you were, 16 years old?
Well, what did it for
jobs?
Me was this last summer. I was spending about 60 hours, roughly, a week just on my one job. So that was 5 days a week. And then on my off days, I'd work somewhere else. 8-hour shifts.
Yeah.
So I was working 7 days a week, about 70 hours of my week.
Right.
To work. Do you think I wanted to do anything else?
No, but then after work, the life balance comes in, man. Significant other, which you had at the time, through a decent portion of that. You had also family pulling at you.
Yeah.
Everybody's got
brutal,
that.
Dude.
And, you got friends pulling at you. You're in your early 20s.
Any moment of free time I had, it was just people were pulling me every which way. I was like, well, what the F about me, man?
Right.
Where's my quiet time? Where's my alone time? I never got any of that, but
Yeah.
I ain't dealing with that crap.
But now
no
you're
more.
trying to catch up. You're trying to catch up on that.
Exactly.
You're trying to catch up on that life balance and kind of,
I caught it before it was too late, my friend.
Sure, but sadly, for a lot of people, the life balance, it's hard to catch up, man. You miss years. You miss key experiences, you miss going out with people, you miss, parties, or not that the party scene is all that and, a bag of tricks, but I'm just saying, like, friends invite you out. God, how many times did I invite you out to go to a fest or something or a ball game? You're like, dude, sorry, I'm working. Like, we gave up a lot of, me too, with my work and stuff like that. Gave up a lot of different things and sacrificed a lot of things for the dollar. And then the life balance comes in and everybody seems, especially when you're a selfless person. When you're a selfless person, you forget about yourself. And years go on and time goes on and we all just keep going at it. And at the end of the, run, you're like, holy shit, man, I don't even know who I am anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly being pulled at left and right, no matter what angle it was from. It certainly wasn't for me.
It's like you look at yourself in the mirror, it's been years, and you realize, damn, I got a lot of grays, and I'm bald and fat now. What the hell happened? I was 25.
And you know what? You hear too much of that, And there's one thing that Gary Vee always says, the entrepreneur guy that always is going out telling people to be happy and stuff like that. He's a great guy. I always listen to him. He always says, talk to your grandparents. And if you don't have grandparents, sadly, if they're not here with you anymore, go talk to older people. Go talk to older bosses. Go talk to older people in an elderly home. The first thing that they'll tell you is all the regrets that they had. You know what I mean? And why did they regret it? A lot of it is because they didn't have balance in their life. They were burnt out a lot. They were burnt out, and a lot of the things that they even got enjoyment from, they just didn't do them because they were so burnt out from everything else in their life. And that's where we kind of get to how to cope with that. So what have we done to kind of cope with that? Well, first thing is do something that you enjoy. Something you get creative with, whether that's playing guitar. I know my dad, who works a lot, and has been really helping out, taking care of my grandparents, and luckily they're healthy and still with us, and they're awesome, and they're trucking along.
They are awesome.
They are great. And he deals with my shenanigans and my mom's shenanigans, and everybody's doing their own thing, and he's got a very stressful job at times. He gets home, and you know what? He always makes it a point to play that damn guitar an hour to 2 hours a night. And it really brings him a lot of solace, Or a lot of people I know, video games. They like video games. They like, escaping. They like going on the PlayStation, Xbox, going into that world, leaving their mind. Me?
You just call it the PlayStation. The Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, I sound old there, don't I? The gaming systems. Me, for example, something that I enjoy definitely is PlayStation for sure. I like going out, spending time with others. If it's something specifically just for me, I find a lot of enjoyment playing golf or doing a sporting activity, going to a sports game. Love all that. What about you?
I go to the gym 5 days a week.
You love that.
I'm about 2 hours each sesh. I actually just got into rock climbing. I had a freaking blast. I want to make that a regular thing.
Yeah, I ought to join you on that.
You oughta. And then golf once the weather comes through.
Yeah, sadly, we're in Chicago. We can only golf 3 months out of the year. Brutal.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah?
I would like to get into the guitar. I got a guitar.
You should,
I spent pretty good money on it,
and
thinking I was going to play.
Case.
Yeah, it stayed in the case.
Yeah, for me, music and stuff like that, for me, definitely. I have a lot of musical equipment.
And, we both should add this to our list, is content.
Yes.
we should be pushing out more content, filming more stuff.
Yes.
Adding to the channel, but...
Yes, no buts. It has to be done. And that is something that we both do enjoy. And again...
No, I was going to say, but we were kind of figuring things out and how we could branch out, and we've came to a...
Consensus.
Oh, that's a good word. I was going to say something different. Yeah, we came into a consensus.
It's a good one, right?
It is a good one. You got me tongue-tied on it.
And you know what? We also were burnt out.
Of course.
We were burnt out.
Oh, don't forget COVID.
COVID, yeah. Blame COVID. That seems to always be on the list for everybody. COVID. Another thing you could do to cope is get away. You know, if people around you are pulling at you, turn your phone off, turn your laptop off, turn the PlayStation or Xbox off. You know, people don't spend enough time with themselves. They really don't. You know, and it takes some true special people to be able to sit with themselves and not do anything, because a lot of people like to just stay busy, and they're running around with their like chickens with their heads cut off.
I remember you saying you wanted to get into reading. I don't know if you were serious about that, because you kind of snickered after that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I used to take pride in the fact that I've never read a full book before, and that's just really dumb.
Why is that something to be proud of?
It's not. I don't know. I just took pride in it for some reason. Really weird. You know, you take pride in some weird shit.
I guess you're right.
You know? So, I mean, I just took pride in that. And I do want to get away from that, because there's a lot that you can, and not so much reading. I'm not a reader. I'm not a guy that likes to read a lot. I read my sports columns and stuff like that.
I think you would like it if you found something you enjoyed.
I like listening. I like audiobooks, realistically. Yeah, I mean, the best audiobook that I can... Well, it's the only one, so I can't really say the best. But The Alchemist. Remember when we had to read that in high school, man? I really enjoyed that book. I mean, my girlfriend, you know, polar opposites in that regard. English major, someone who loves to read, someone who loves to write. I actually do enjoy writing. I'm a very good writer. Like in college, I was excellent writer. Really did a complete 180 from high school. I was better in math in high school, and I was better in writing in college. But I even recommended the book to her, an English major who graduated college with that degree. Loved The Alchemist, loved it. I loved listening to that book. It was such a great book about, you know, your own life's personal journey and really finding yourself. And that kind of goes with getting away here. I mean, if you're burnt out, get away. Go find yourself. Go find something you enjoy. Go find a new hobby.
Guess I got to give that book a read, though.
It's really good.
I haven't.
It's what we were supposed to in high school. What the hell were you doing?
Oh, come on.
Summer reading. We also got another one. Go sleep.
Go to sleep.
You know,
sleep's good.
If you're feeling burnt out for one day, get some rest. You know, make sure you're getting that 6 to 9 hours of sleep.
Yeah, right. When's the last time I got 9 hours?
Well, you know, that could be the reason why we're burnt out. We both have very odd sleep schedules. You could say eat, you know, a big boy. But no, not eating like that, eating bad. You know, obviously comfort foods do have their own place and time, but diet, support yourself with some healthier foods. I know I am on that mental journey to get there.
So
now.
No more eating White Castles?
We probably shouldn't. Maybe
one more time.
Maybe once a month. One more rinky dink. And you know, I mean, obviously love a good party, love to escape in that mode, but try and stay away from drugs and alcohol as much as you can possibly do. Especially if you're feeling a mental strain with burnout, because personally speaking, and you know, for other people, when you do drink and you do go to parties and you're hanging out with a lot of people or you're hanging out with good friends, you do drink, and it is a nice way to escape and kind of forget for the night, and your mind finally goes to kind of a rest state. But it's really easy to get caught up in that, and it's a really unhealthy habit. Because it's easy. You can just sit here and sip, and then all of a sudden you forget about all your problems for a couple hours, but they come right back in the morning.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's only a momentary.
Exactly. And how we're trying to, you know, make people aware of this topic, which is being burnt out, and, you know, try and, you know, work with them together, because obviously, like I said, we've been dealing with that ourselves. And then turning to other people, loved ones, good friends, you know, talk to them about it, you know, especially in today's day and age. Having a mental problem or feeling burnt out is something that a lot of people are talking about now. It's not like how it used to be. People that had mental problems or really struggling with things, no one wanted to hear about it. Go away.
I'm turning away from you.
Break from technology, like we said, and exercise. I mean, why don't you speak on the exercise? That's kind of the last ones that we had.
I wanted to speak on the break of technology.
Oh, sure.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
If you can go somewhere quiet in the forest, or just somewhere where there's a nice river or something, Beach, yeah. Just it eases your mind. It clears up the mind.
It does.
And it's so nice not having any stupid technology.
And another nice thing is with that, and I know my girlfriend, she just picked this back up, and it's something that I want to be doing. Break from technology, it fits into that, is journaling. You know, a lot of people don't start with that. A lot of people don't know what to start with, and they just never write anything down, or they don't write their inner thoughts about. I'm not saying keep a diary and hide it under your bed, but, you know, I mean, just journal. Journal your thoughts, journal your goals, journal what's bothering you. Sometimes you don't even have to talk to somebody. You don't have to, you know, check into therapy or something. You don't have to talk to a loved one about it. You could just be you, be one with the pages, you know what I mean? Write it down, and maybe in a couple weeks go back and read where you were and see how much you've grown, see how much you've changed. I mean, journaling is not only a great way to...
honestly.
Yeah,
you can just...
write anything you want.
Yeah, you can write about what the hell you've seen on your walk today.
Exactly. Keep yourself focused. And it's definitely something that I want to take up.
I always wanted to write my own book.
We could. We oughta.
like not like an autobiography of us or anything, but just like a legit
with fiction.
Just like
a fictional story.
Yeah, fictional story.
I could see it. We got a lot of kooky ideas. Yeah. I think writing.
That's the kookiest one yet.
It might just be. I think writing is really good. Mm-hmm. It really is a good exercise. A good exercise for the mind.
I agree.
And then exercise. Speak on that, man, because you're the gym rat. And you need to get me in there because, well, you know, God knows I need to lose weight and get back to my physique.
Well, the thing is, exercise can be anything, man. It doesn't have to be necessarily just lifting weights, man. Just find what you like doing in the exercise department. You know, you can ride a bike. That's exercise. You can swim. You can hike. You know, you don't have to necessarily just lift weights or whatever. Just do what you want to do that's active, that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone has to enjoy something physical, right?
Sure.
In one way or another. I'd consider golf. If you walk the course, that would be a good exercise.
Sure.
I mean, you just got to find what you enjoy doing in the physical side of life. Everyone's got to do something they enjoy. Sure. Even if it's doing, like, remodeling around the house, you know, just doing construction work or whatever. Some people like
cutting the grass.
Yeah.
And you know, I was actually doing a lot of reading on, you know, I just said I don't read, but I do reading on like self-improvement stuff and a lot of grabbing some ideas, obviously, for this podcast. And, you know, our bodies were meant to exercise. You know what I mean? We're meant to be mobile beings. We're not meant to be couch potatoes, even though it's easy and it's fun and sometimes it's needed, especially in like Chicago cold weather. What the hell else are you going to do unless you're going to go to the gym, play basketball or something indoors?
Sure.
But, you know, we're meant to be mobile beings, and for overall health, you know, just breathing. I mean, just breathing, exercise, taking a minute in the morning and do 30 deep breaths, series of 3. You know, cancer cells and a lot of different things that live in our bodies that can, you know, pose obviously health threats, they can't live with oxygen. Oxygen kills all that stuff, and making sure that our lungs are good, making sure that you can exercise, just your breathing. I mean, start there, you know, start there. And it's something that I want to try and start doing, something that I have done not as frequently as I would like to do. And that's something I'm going to be on. And all of this stuff is kind of what we've done before starting back up here in the last month. And we're trying to become more aware of our own faults, and that's why we want to, you know, bring this topic out there on this podcast, because I'm sure that there's a lot of people that do deal with this, which is burnout, and, you know, just try and find these things that can really help you not feel burnt out, so then the things that you used to like or the relationships you used to have, they feel how they used to feel.
Amen, brother.
I love it. And relating it back to betting here, because life and betting, got to throw a little betting in here. Big thing is taking a break from the lines, man. You know, taking a break from the books.
Sure.
Taking a break from sports. Everybody loves sports.
Except if you're on a hot streak. And you got to keep that puppy rolling, man.
I know that's big. But you know what? I say I don't really believe in hot streaks. I really don't.
Really?
I do and I don't. okay? But I'm more on the side I don't. If you're feeling burnt out and you had a shit day and but you're on a hot streak, you're up 20 units in 3 days, and you're on a hot streak, but you're having a shitty day, and you're like, well, I gotta keep it going. Okay, well, you just had a shitty day. You're coming in not in the right mindset. You're coming in not hot. You're coming in ice cold, but you think you're coming in hot. What the hell is the problem with not placing a bet? We place bets not only for the entertainment value when we watch the games or we go to the games, but if you're really in it for handicapping, you're really in it to make money, you place bets to make money. Mm-hmm. You can't make money if you're in a bad mind state. You can't run a business if you're in a bad mind state. Hell, you can't go to work and create decent relationships with a bad mental state if you're burnt out, if you're feeling down and out. How the hell do you think you're going to win money? Just because you think that you're reading the lines right, or you think that you're capping the games right? I say you got to take a break sometimes. If you're feeling bad in your personal life, don't bring that aspect of betting, because you know what? When you lose those 20 units, and we've been there before, when you lose those 20 units in one day, when you made them in 3 days, you're going to feel a lot more fucking burnt out. You are going to go to bed with that pillow over your head, and you are going to have a real hard time waking up in the morning. And it's a lot easier, specifically for me, like a person that does drink. Now, I don't do this, but I'm just saying I can see it happening. You just say, you know what? I had a shit day. I lost 20 units in a day. I'm going to have a drink.
You know what I would do?
Now you got 3-4 negatives going into one day.
That's your negative. My negative would be, well, I lost 20. I got to get that 20 back.
Yeah.
Let me throw a 20-unit play out here.
On Japanese basketball.
I'll be down 40 units.
Exactly.
Well, son of a gun.
So, you know what? I don't have a problem with taking a break. I think that is the best thing to do in sports betting, especially when you're feeling, burnt out and you're feeling down and out about things, and just, your mental state ain't right. When your mental state ain't right, take a break.
If
the books are always there.
Ain't right. Ain't nothing right.
You're right. You're right. And you know what? The books are always there. Sports is what? 362 days out of 365 a year. Sports is always happening. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be another great spot.
Were you confused on how many days of the year, or you're thinking was there not a day where actually any sports are?
Correct. That's what I was doing. I think there's like 3 days or 4 days out of the year where there's no sports. Seriously. I'm not even kidding. So that's what I'm saying. Take a break. That's how we relate this back to betting, or just feeling, even if you're hot or cold, it doesn't matter. If you're burnt out looking at the lines, take a break. There's always a better spot next week. Take a couple days. Go do what we just said, how to cope with this type of feeling. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, a little bit deeper than we've gone in these. More life topics like this to definitely come on this podcast. Pops, you got anything to close off with?
Find that activity that you enjoy that keeps you sane.
You're saying this really intense, dude.
Yeah,
you're really
important.
You're really.
I want them to grasp on this.
You're really grasping their soul here in the final seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and podcast. Go check us out if you guys are on Apple Podcast or Amazon or Google, whatever the hell else we're on.
Spotify.
Go check out the video version so you can see our beautiful mugs.
Beware.
No, we're hard on ourselves. But as always, everybody stay looking good, stay looking fresh, and we will see you guys on the next episode of Life and Betting.